Okay, thanks everybody. Great insight on the importance and the role of the COO. And thanks everybody for powering through some of those little technical hiccups there. We'll try to work that out, but really liked hearing about the importance of team dynamics and chemistry using DISC. We've had clients that have embraced that and other forms of standardizing team compatibility and just being mindful of everybody's strengths and styles. It's a great exercise. I also liked hearing about how the more you standardize and professionalize your practices and prove it out, geography doesn't matter. More and more teams have either acquired businesses or attracted team members to draft in behind the process, and they don't even live in the same city. So again, Holly, Anthony, Levi, you just personify what it means to be the advisor of the future and what it looks like as a team to go beyond the technical ability of just wealth management and going deeper into practice management and relationship management, and how all of that is an intellectual property of the enterprise and will create scalable growth. So thank you very much. If you feel, and I'm speaking to the audience now, that you are on the verge of franchise readiness, or you want to become franchise ready and go deeper into the optimization of your team, like CFO for Life and Harbor Financial and SVS have already done, then reach out to us today and learn more about the process that we have developed and proven out because of these great interactions. So feel free to visit us at paretosystems.com, and you can book a call with somebody on our consulting team to learn more and see if there's a good fit for what you're trying to accomplish. All right, again, thank you. Now let's shift gears and get back on with the agenda. I want to introduce all of you to a really fascinating guy. His name is Ted Jenkins, and as you can see, he talks about turning virtual techniques into game-changing asset growth. And that is oversimplifying what Ted and his team have built out. So just looking at his bio, Ted Jenkins is the CEO of Oxygen Financial. So you can check them out at oxygenfinancial.com. And I really like what he's done with the X and Y there. He pioneered the private CFO role to offer a new financial services model to business owners and high net worth individuals across America. And Ted and I have actually been talking about introducing some of his unique deliverables in Canada as well. So Oxygen Financial now has more than $1.7 billion of client assets under management and is also one of the most progressive tax management firms in the country. You might have seen Ted featured as a guest on CNN, Headline News, CNBC, and in the Wall Street Journal. He has 6 advanced designations from the College for Financial Planning, and he is a significant advocate for entrepreneurship within and beyond the financial services community. So Ted, you're a busy guy. Thank you very much for being here, and I'll hand it over to you.
Hey everybody, this is Ted Jenkin, and welcome to today's session on how to turn digital meetings into real AUM. I am the CEO of Oxygen Financial. Before I get started, I wanted to thank Duncan MacPherson, and I wanted to thank Pareto Systems and the entire team for having me be a part of this amazing conference. And I feel that we're going to be able to make a huge impact in your business today. And I want to show you today about how to turn digital meetings into real assets under management. I really believe that this is our time right now. If you're thinking about how to expand your practice, get more clients, grow assets under management, take market share, and really elevate your brand. One disclosure, obviously everything I'm going to show you are my ideas and strategies that I built over the last 10 years. I've been in digital media for a long time, and I've used these as part of my business practice, but just make sure that wherever you are, if you're an RIA or you're with the broker dealer, that it passes compliance, although I've vetted these out pretty good. So let's just talk first about what it means to be a social advisor, because I think this is important that we put some framing around this before we get into some of the details. And I would ask several of your clients in the next meeting that you have or over the next week of Zoom meetings and say, can I ask you a simple question? What do you think of when you hear my name? And it's an important question because if in fact they come back to you and they give you some sort of puzzled look, or they say, hey, I'm not sure what it is that you want me to say, then you actually don't have a brand name, because brand names are easy to describe. They're easy to articulate. They are easy to discuss and easy to share. And what you're looking for, that we've looked for in our business for a long time, is something called a love mark. And a love mark gets to that point where your clients become a zealot for your brand name. Like, they can't exactly describe why they refer it or why they talk about it all the time, but they're in love with it so much that they do. I use Apple as the pedestal because if you meet people that are Apple users, they use iPhone, they use MacBooks, they will vehemently tell you why everything else that you have is no good at all. This is the way that we want our clients talking about us. So if you think about right now what's happening with the whole COVID-19 and maybe 2 to 3 months here of the worst history of taking companies down, you have companies like JCPenney that at one day that was a love mark. Now they're $4 billion in debt and basically have filed like the death blow of bankruptcy. You have business models that may not be able to turn on their side or on a dime and fix themselves. Look at WeWork. WeWork was built on we work together. Everybody's in one place, besides if you want to pay extra money to be in a plastic bubble. The point of it is, it's not going to work that way in the future. So will their model actually work? Bed Bath & Beyond may soon just be Beyond and not the bed and the bath if they don't figure out a way to pivot over time. And there are a couple of other brands on here. At the same time, you have brands that seize this opportunity and they put the pedal to the metal. And those are ones like Teladoc and the telemedicine business that we're hearing about all the time. And Zoom, obviously many of you are using that in your practices right now. Shopify, which has destroyed it by building a turnkey model for e-tail that has payment processing, the website, the CRM system. And obviously DocuSign was getting big, but if you can't shake hands, you're going to be signing things over the internet, and that's going to make you use something like DocuSign. I tell you in today's session that it is your moment to put the pedal to the metal and separate yourself from the competition. There is no better investment in the planet, in Ted's opinion, than your business and your practice right now. No stock, no bond, no real estate, no mutual fund, not gold. It's your time to be able to put the pedal to the metal and separate yourself from a branding perspective. Because when this is done in your town, in your city, in your state, who are they going to remember? The people who dominate visually and are in front of people all the time. And we do this through 360-degree surround sound, because there's only two ways to really still grow your practice if you consider this at a very 10,000 foot level. One is you acquire practices, which, by the way, may not be a bad idea. Maybe some of them are beaten down in value. The SBA is offering unprecedented loans, some of them uncollateralized. Maybe it's time for you to take out somebody who just doesn't want to be a practitioner anymore, and you can certainly grow that way. We have not grown that way. We have grown our $1.5 billion plus of assets and more and growing, and probably another 250 to 300 million of new assets this year at Oxygen. We've done that specifically on an organic basis. I don't like buying somebody else's problems. And how we've done it is through a combination of 360-degree surround sound, branding, and massively having high frequency and repetition of our brand name, and intelligent social media and marketing direct lead generation. So let's talk about that. Tip one today for our session for this conference is be visible and don't confuse. Whatever you're putting out there today, it has to meet the 2 S's in Ted's estimation. Number one, is it snackable? And number 2, is it shareable? What does that mean? Well, it really means by snackable is it's got to be short information that somebody can consume in a couple of minutes. Most people don't want to sit and watch a 20-minute video. They don't want to read a 3,000 word count article. They want to get some quick hit information, get the high level stuff, and get out. But more importantly, the question is, it's shareable. When you put out the content, do you really believe somebody would click a button and say, I would like to share this with a friend, a work colleague, a family member, one of my neighbors, whoever it may be? And this is a good example of one that I put out called the 2010 4 rule about cars. It's not an end-all be-all rule, but it's something snackable and shareable. So you need today to learn what Sniply is. So if you're going to put out content, one of my recommendations is you do it daily. And you may say, I may not be able to do it daily, then you ought to hire a service that could do it daily for you. Daily is not even maybe enough in the future. You've got to be in front of people all the time. So you putting up a post once a week, I don't know why I would bother. I mean, nobody's going to read it. And the algorithms on a lot of these platforms will suppress what you're putting out there because of your lack of visibility. When most people want to get an article, let's just use something simple, like they go to the Wall Street Journal. And there's an article now about all 50 states have taken steps to reopen. So if I took this article and I basically started my LinkedIn presentation and I start a post on here and I put the link in here and now it loads up the article, and then I'm going to write something really witty so most people see my article and they want to like it or comment or read it. If they click this article, what does it do for you from a marketing perspective? The answer is nothing, because you just had somebody who said, I like what Duncan gave me. It sent me to the Wall Street Journal. Now what? I read this article. Am I thinking to myself, boy, that Duncan, he's a great guy. I need to make sure I give him all my money. No, it is not what I'm going to be thinking. You think that was a neat article, and then maybe I go to ESPN or I'm going to some other website that's out there. So instead, by using Sniply, which is very easy to use with compliance, by the way, you basically build out a dashboard. And on this dashboard, we take that same article and we create a snip. Now, I want you to notice that the Wall Street Journal article is still going to come up. We're not duping, or we're not giving somebody the runaround or pulling the wool over their face. We basically are showing them the article. But what we're getting to do in here is put in a lead generation slider. So on your website, you must have a page on your website that will convert. Some people call this a landing page, a squeeze page, but there has to be somewhere where somebody can go and take a call to action, or what you may hear of as a CTA. That may be a free ebook, signing up for a webinar. It may be a free consultation, but it's got to take them somewhere that has a call to action. So in this case, you see my call to action is, do you want to save up to $100,000 in 2020? Find out how. Once I take this, I basically click snip. Now you'll notice that it gives me a new link on here, which I copy. And now I'm ready to go do my LinkedIn article. So let's do a new one. As opposed to doing it this way, I have the same article. And I write, would you like to save up to $100,000 in taxes in 2020? Okay. Take a peek at my article. Okay. Now, I just want to tell you in here that you're going to have to take a peek at that article. And when they do that, they're going to basically click on this link. And when they do, it's going to take them to the page that's going to look exactly like this. Now, once they do that and they click find out how, now it's taking me to my website, to that landing page, to that squeeze page. So it's critical that you do this if you want to have success. Number one, make them snackable and make them shareable, okay? So this is a good example in here. As I mentioned, frequency and repetition are absolutely the key to this. You've got to have frequency and you've got to have repetition if in fact you want to make this work. Now, tip 2 is first degree messaging. I'm shocked over time by how many financial advisors have built 500, 1,000, 2,000 or more contacts on LinkedIn and they haven't done anything with them. The reason is most people don't know what to do with them. Number one, keep your message short and simple. You do not have to beat around the bush. People get it that you want to engage them in some service or product. So tell them what it is that you want them to do. The way to run this and do it through an automated robot is to do it through Duck Soup or Linked Helper, or there's a number of other ones. LinkedIn is much more friendly with these automators than people think. You're going to ask people for a call or a Zoom meeting for 15 or 20 minutes and give them one idea. Give them the salacious idea of the day to get the juices flowing. We recently did this for a company called LifeBridge Financial. This actually wasn't one of the best pieces of copy. It was just a simple piece of copy. And it said, hey, Carl, hey, Saba, hey, Mindy. I just wanted to reach out and offer my connection some support during the mayhem in the markets. It's always a good idea to take proper precautions with your portfolio. Now more than ever, would you like to schedule a call? We got this person 20 appointments in 1 week by going to first degree contacts. Now, how did we do that? Well, inside of Google Chrome, there's something called the Chrome Web Store. The Chrome Web Store is a very simple store where you can use add-ons into your toolbar, or there are extra pieces of piping that connect in with different pieces of software. And basically, you search the store for Duck Soup. I'm going to leave that up on the screen for just a second so you can see this on there, DUXSOUP. Now, once you get Duck Soup up there, you're going to install it. And once you install it, what you're going to see at the very top is something up here that's basically a little duck head, kind of looks like a round half head with a dot. And you're going to click the toolbar in here where you can change the settings. When you change the settings, you're going to go down and you're going to see that you can either do first degree or second and third degree messages. I just want to talk about first degree right now. So imagine today I go to first degree people that I know and I send them a short, to the point, no nonsense message. Hey, I'm not sure if you read the stimulus bill in its entirety, but there is a one-time deadline on September 23rd and December 31st to do 2 things with your 401k that could allow you to create tax-free income in retirement. Notice the operative word is could. I don't know if it will or it won't until I talk to them. I learn about their situation, their timeframes, their risk tolerances, etc. But the window is short. Do you have 20 minutes to jump on a Zoom call for me to show you the idea? Hope you are safe and well. Warm regards. That is an example of a first degree message. What Duck Soup will do is it will send that message to 500 contacts, 500 in one day, just by clicking a button. Then the next day you do another 500, and within 3 or 4 days after what you come on today with Duncan's program, you could have 2,000 contacts that you're contacted and create 10, 20, 30 new appointments quickly to be able to add more top line revenue to your business. Now that is direct, hard-hitting, tactical stuff that you can do. Here's the trick. You have to know what message to write. I'm giving you one for free today on here. If you take a screenshot, that message works, and I'm going to tell you how well it worked for me in just a few minutes. But we have many, many other messages that we write for financial advisors, depending upon your practice and the way that you're doing wealth management, your ideal client, and that will help you be able to get a lot more business. So that is an absolute key. Now, if you want to do this from a pure prospecting perspective, then right now I would focus on Rollover Central. Has there been any time in the history of our country in the last 100 years that we've seen this amount of unemployment? No, we went from a 50-year low in unemployment to an 80-year high in unemployment in literally the course of a couple of months. Every single state has something called WARN. You should write that down, WARN. That doesn't mean I'm warning you. It means there's a retraining notification that's done state to state where you can see every single company that's reported layoffs and retraining notifications, every single state. If you live in Illinois, type in WARN, Illinois, like Department of Labor. If you live in Alabama, type in WARN, Alabama, and all of those information will come up. So there's two words you should know for LinkedIn. They are new opportunity. If you go into LinkedIn and you're inside of LinkedIn, I'm going to go in here and show you this. If you go inside of LinkedIn, let me just make a new tab here, and you go into LinkedIn. What happens is that when people are changing jobs on LinkedIn, if you want to do the second and third degree this way, do it this way. If you said, I want everybody who's looking for a new opportunity because I want rollovers, there's currently 3.260 million people that are looking for a new opportunity. And if I wanted to go back and say, well, I only want people in New York because I live in New York's area, then there's 187,000 people that are looking for new opportunities. Now I can go back and I can write a message. So I can go into the system, and as opposed to doing a first degree message, I use a second and third degree message. And I could say something like, hey, I recently saw that 4,000 people got laid off from GE and wondered if you were affected. Or I say, hey, I recently saw that you're looking for a new opportunity and wondered if you were affected by the coronavirus. I put together a special layoff guide and some other information about what you can do. Would you like to do a quick Zoom meeting next week and see if I might be able to give you some ideas to do better? That's it. Short, simple, and to the point. Once you finish this message and you click out of it, what's going to happen is all you have to do is go to Duck Soup. And I'm showing this. I've got two screens that I'm looking at on here. And basically you put on something. It's on here. You put on here, very simply, you put on visit and connect. And it's going to visit and connect to those contacts, 500 a day. So what happens is, to get this right, you get the message approved by compliance. Should be pretty simple. I recommend that you either set up a page on your website or buy a URL. Like if I was going to prospect people that work for Nike, I might write Nike layoff. If I was prospecting people that work for a certain university, then I would make a URL. I would build a landing page. It's one of the things that we do at HyperChat really well, is a nice conversion funnel page where people can get information and see more about the ebook or the giveaway or what you're doing. Then you should write that ebook. I've probably written 500 ebooks, but write one on 7 ways to invest during the coronavirus, or how to protect your portfolio against a market crash, or maybe it's 7 things to do when you get laid off, or like I said, 5 ways to save up to $100,000 of income taxes. You have to give people something salacious so they are excited to be able to click the button. Then you create that messaging campaign in LinkedIn, and you must respond to the leads in 24 hours. So this is a good example of a second and third degree message I showed you. I recently read that Nike had layoffs. I put together a quick guide, 6 important money moves to make when you get laid off. There are specific questions that you're going to want to ask and ask your employer, would you be up for a quick call? This is going to be a very, very simple way to do this. Okay. This is one that we sent for at least 50 advisors right now that has crushed it. I'm not sure if you read the stimulus bill in its entirety, but there's a one-time deadline for September 23rd and December 31st to do 2 things with your 401k that could create tax-free retirement income. The window is short, but would you have 20 minutes next week to jump on a Zoom call? We sent this. I got 60 appointments in the last 3 weeks. Not 10, not 15, not 20, 60. And on the insurance side, we closed over $300,000 of target insurance already. And I'm sure there's going to be much, much more assets to come behind it. This has been one of the brilliant ones. Like I said, I'm giving you this one for free today. You use this, you'll get appointments. But there's many others depending, again, on your ideal client and the way that you're building your business. Now, you also should consider that many, many ads will stalk you on the internet. And if you're wondering why they stalk you, it's because the websites actually capture your IP address. And once they do that, then they serve ads because they know if you are hot to go to their website, you're probably hot to buy something. This is called a Facebook remarketing pixel. If you're a web person or you don't install this today and you don't invest money on advertising for it, you are crazy. It's like a hot person that like knocked on your building and said, chuk, 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 chuk. I'm considering doing an appointment with Cornerstone Wealth Management. You're like, okay, well, I don't care. No, you would be like, if they walked away, it's like, tell me what you're interested in. Is it retirement, taxes, college planning? And we retarget the visitors on the website. So you install the remarketing pixel, retarget the visitors, and use Facebook lead forms. This way you can qualify the prospect so it fits within your ideal client, and you're not getting somebody who's not an ideal client. Offer something of value, again, like an ebook, a webinar. We're doing virtual webinars now, which are going very, very successful. We recently ran Facebook ads for an advisor to business owners and built leads on Facebook for $17 a lead. But ask yourself this, even if it cost you $30 or $40 or $50 for a high quality lead in your target, what would you pay for one client? One client where the net present value of 10 years of fee-based revenue plus the equity, it's just massive. There is no stock, bond, real estate, or mutual fund that will compare to it, which is, I said, now is our golden time to be investing in our businesses. Now, the fourth tip I have on here is to get free leads. There is something on LinkedIn called LinkedIn Pro Finder, okay? And I'm going to show you that link again. LinkedIn gives away free leads every day because there are people on LinkedIn who are looking for a financial advisor. And when they do, and they click Get Started, they basically fill out a little quiz. And then LinkedIn sends that lead to 5 different financial advisors to bid on it. Any guess like who they send the leads to? Well, they send the leads to the people who matter on LinkedIn. And how do they decide who matters? Well, they have something called your social selling score. I really want you to take a picture in today's conference of that link, linkedin.com/sales/SSI. If your score on that comes back less than 70, you are doomed. Nothing you put up on LinkedIn is really going to be being seen that much, and you'll never get a free lead from LinkedIn, in my opinion. You should be signing up for ProFinder because people are looking for professional services. Either you need to figure it out yourself, or you have to have somebody to help you figure out how to get to a score of 70 plus, because it's zero cost for the leads. They give them to the people who they know are social sellers, who are on LinkedIn every day, who engage on the platform, and those are the people where the leads go to. We got so many leads from this last year, and I got 10 clients in our firm from doing nothing, basically just, using the free lead system from LinkedIn. Now, we're also at a time too where you're trying to add value, and value can come in many different ways, as we know. And we know that most advisors that are referable, they not only have a story to tell, but it's a story that the client can tell, right? It's something, again, that's snackable and shareable. We know that most advisors that get referred a lot are extremely trustworthy. It's not about the performance of your portfolio. It's not about the cost of your services. It's really about what I'm talking about, that story, and really being trustworthy and people not only liking you, but really trusting you. So it's smart now, as long as you stay within the FINRA guidelines, to separate yourself from the competition. And while people are quarantined and they're home and they're going to be home, is to do something unique and different. One of the things that we did, I won't all of them on here today, although it's really helped us even drive more referrals right now, is that we called out to Smuckers. And Smuckers is a big jelly company for those of you that live in Ohio in here. It's a big jelly company out in Ohio. So what we sent is we sent a PB&J kit, and it basically, you can see the note. It says, from our family to yours, thanks for sticking with us. And we followed up with those people and who love this, by the way. And what we did when we put this together, we went onto the Smuckers website. You could do this today, by the way. What is it? $20? It's like nothing. And you basically go in and you can select peanut butter, jelly, or both. And if you select a jelly and hit continue, it's going to ask you what kinds of jelly. So I want to send Smucker's strawberry. Once I do that, then I have to pick a label. I pick the traditional label in there. I'm going to pick a photo of my team, my office, me, whatever it is on there. And then you can figure out whatever note that you want to write. When we did that, we followed up with those clients. And when we set up our meeting, we said, hey, what'd you think of the PB&J? People loved it. They said it was great. And we asked them, we said, how much did you get from any other company that's out there? Your bank, your attorney, your CPA, your mortgage broker, any local place, your dry cleaner, your landscaper? And the answer is not a zip, nothing, zero. And we said, could you do us one favor this year? It doesn't have to be now in the heart of the coronavirus. Would you help us find one client? That's all. That's all we can ask from you, because we want to focus on making sure your plan is in place, your money's working hard for you. Could you just find us one client? When I tell you, it's been overwhelming how much people want to support you and want to contribute you when you're a good human being and you do things like this. It's amazing. So think about what we're talking about here. We hit them with the referral gift. We have a weekly posting up on LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, and our social media platforms. I'm sorry, not weekly, a daily posting that goes up every single day with something good. I use a lot of video right now. We're sending those first degree messages from people that we haven't prospected before. Then we're doing second and third degree targeted messages to our ideal client market to get more rollovers and assets under management, and helping people to the midst of this transition as they're dealing with stock and pay changes and things like that. We're doing virtual webinars and direct Facebook ads. We also do Google ads, full and fair disclosure. We're using things like LinkedIn Pro Finder, and we're using referral gifts. And when we do that, what we do is we put our pedal to the metal and we crush our competition out there. And that, in fact, is what I think we're doing right now. I'm sure there's somebody that's doing better, right? There's always somebody doing better, but so few advisors have crawled out from under their desk, pulled out their wallet, and started to really put money back into the business to market. I think now you have a year window here where you can really build your brand even bigger, collect more clients, because a lot of clients just aren't getting the service that they need right now. So I want to ask you this question as I leave my part of the conference today, and I thank Duncan and Pareto Systems for having me on this today. It's an exciting conference, so many great speakers, but is it time for you to put the pedal to the metal? What if you had $10,000 to invest in one thing over the next year? What would you do? Pay down your mortgage? Would you buy a new car? Would you put it in your SEP IRA? Would you buy gold? Would you buy crypto? What would you do? I'm going to tell you that if you look at the wealthiest clients that you have in your client base, they're business owners. And what they do is they invest in themselves and their business. So you could immediately add 10 new appointments or more next week if you started right now. You could get more rollovers from layoffs if you did new opportunity or warn and you did it the right way. If you're in the insurance business, you could add an extra $100,000 of target premium over the next year. If you do it the way that we did it, you could do it in the next month. If you grasp the concepts of how this works and you put a team behind you to really get this into place. So because you're on the Pareto conference today, I wanted to offer you something because I know you're taking time out of your day and busy, but it's time to start today. Go to tryhyperchat.com right now. Again, that's tryhyperchat.com right now. We're offering now special 6-month turnkey COVID-19 lead generation program, especially through Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter. We offer surround sound social media for posting and branding if you want to do it that way. And normally we charge a setup fee, but because you're on the Pareto program today, if you book an appointment today and today only and go right now to do it, then we're going to waive any setup fees if in fact you hire us. What makes us different? I'm a financial advisor. I do what you do every day. I get in the trenches and I duke it out for people to give me their money, hire us for financial planning, buy various products, and to become clients of our firm. Most marketing firms, you don't have people that are in the trenches doing it every day. So we have that technical knowledge of what you're doing any day. We know all the compliance rules. And then most importantly, we know how to market to get new clients. And we would love the opportunity to be able to show you some of these techniques and take your practice to the next level from a marketing perspective. So go to tryhyperchat.com right now. Special turnkey COVID-19 lead generation campaign, surround sound posting and branding if you go that route, virtual webinars, and so much more. Because you're with Duncan here, and I love Duncan and the Pareto systems. I fully believe in the model. I really will waive those fees. It's normally about $1,000. So Duncan, I wanted to say thanks for having me on the program today, letting me be a part of everything that you're doing today with this amazing speaker conference. And I wish you all the best of luck. Have a great rest of 2020. Thank you.
Ted, unreal. You and I have talked, we've met in Georgia with your team. I am constantly amazed at how you are revolutionizing what it means to be in the financial services business. The 360 surround sound marketing initiative, what a great diagnostic approach. I really highly recommend, if Ted has said anything here that resonates, and it may sound complex, and you might be thinking, man, that sounds like work. I mean, I know they have figured it out. Their team and their bench strength is quite substantial. As a special incentive, because all of you are here, if you'd like to schedule a free consultation with Ted's team at HyperChat, they are offering to waive all setup fees if you set up with and schedule a consultation with them today. Just the exercise to expand your thinking around what's possible. And I mean, you're already in the mindset now of building out and expanding your org chart around roles and responsibilities. And, you know, we see it happen where more and more advisory teams are getting out of and outsourcing the wealth management deliverables and going deeper into the areas that are more proprietary and create more of a point of difference. So visit hyperchatsocial.com right now. We're just about to head into a break. And Ted and I interact on LinkedIn quite a bit. And wow. Okay, so excellent job. Just before we take a little break, we'd like to unveil for you our toolkit CRM. So we're just going to play a brief video and the essence of this solution that we've created at Pareto Systems and the Blue Square Apps team is about automated processes without the complexity or feature creep of most client relationship management systems that overlays with email. So we'd like to play that now, and then if you want to step back after that and have a quick bite, grab yourself a coffee or a glass of water, and feel free to interact on LinkedIn, because I'll be checking that periodically throughout the day and answering questions and just engaging in those conversations. Okay, so enjoy this next couple of minute presentation, and we'll see you back here in a couple of minutes.
Toolkit is a cloud-based CRM, ideally suited for financial professionals and teams that want a simple solution that works. It has been developed in collaboration with Pareto Systems, a leading coaching and consulting firm in the financial services industry. The Toolkit CRM is built to help professionals implement best practices through consistency and automation. Uncomplicate your life, build better client relationships, and run a more efficient and profitable business with Toolkit. The Toolkit feature suite includes an innovative tab system that enables you to open multiple tabs and view contacts, accounts, tasks, and your calendar all at the same time. Click between records to find vital information instantly. Drag and drop tabs to organize your records and work more efficiently. The calendar makes team collaboration easy. View your team's calendar and create appointments. Link team members, contacts, and accounts all to your appointments, and easily reschedule appointments by drag and drop. Organize your day with tasks. Be highly efficient so that you can focus on what matters most. Ensure accountability, as you are on track with full visibility on what needs to be done and when. Know your clients with form. Build stronger client relationships on every contact and account by tracking valuable information on their family, occupation, recreational interests, and money. Seamlessly track client communications. Write notes and upload attachments, link them to multiple contacts and accounts, and track client emails with our Outlook integration. Automate your processes. Create step-by-step activities to replicate your business processes and streamline your firm. Ensure your team delivers consistently every time. Organize and classify your clients to apply consistent ongoing service to each client group. Build your service model and elevate the client experience by automating your services to every unique client group. Use the Toolkit file store to organize your important documents. The file store allows you to access, manage, and share files with colleagues on the go. Sync the Toolkit with Outlook and integrate your calendar, tasks, and contacts. Turn Outlook into a CRM. View and manage important information from the Toolkit right in Outlook. Be productive on the go. Manage your calendar, tasks, contacts, and accounts from anywhere. Be compliant by tracking information on your process and communication with clients. Be confident in Toolkit's industry-leading security with bank-quality encryption and geo-redundant data centers. And be backed by Toolkit's expert training and support team. The best place to strengthen a client relationship is the very place you manage that relationship. Get started with a free trial today